Greg is one of the most laid-back, easygoing people that you'll ever meet. He's the guy that lives in the dorm next door that's coming over to, borrow a six-pack of beer.
I kind of feel like Greg is the archetypical Edmonton guy. Loves his neighborhood, loves his family, not too full of himself, not too flashy, just he's Greg.
And he is very unassuming. You would never know the level of success that he attained. I think Greg went from being a doctor into software because it was just a need they saw. BioWare started off doing medical software, and it just kind of grew from there.
I don't think they had in their heads that this was all a big grand plan, but I think they were very, very determined to make great games.
I don't think it was a conscious effort or decision. It was more of a being led by the opportunity, and they decided to take that risk.
Greg, I think more than most, cared deeply about the people in the organization, how they interacted, how they were motivated, how they were inspired. And through that, and a huge belief in the craft, getting it just right was his way of making a difference.
He's a people person, and so Greg really believed in what a team could do, and you knew that he only ever wanted the team to be successful.
It was a caring for the people and a massive dedication to the craft, making sure that the game was polished to a level of perfection that is really unusual in the game industry.
The industry is very deadline-driven, and so one of BioWare's great strengths was in just negotiating for that additional time needed to make something excellent. So he always fought very hard for that for the team, and that was always appreciated by those of us who were building the games.
When you look back at Greg and Ray's time in running BioWare and all the great things they did for their employees, it's very evident that they do understand that no matter what business you're in or what you're doing, it's always about the people. And so that carries over into everything they've done, which I think has been pretty amazing and a big part of what's made them successful.
For the better part of 20 years, BioWare is known as the premier game studio.
And the winner is BioWare.
What BioWare did for Greg was give him the level of success that really allowed him to kind of dive into the things that he loves and he's passionate about.
Well, to put it mildly, he's a little quirky. He did go on to start a beer blog, among other things.
Hey folks, I'm Greg from the Beer Diaries. I'm here at Funkworks in Fort Collins, Colorado.
I know he discovered his love for beer when he was working down in Texas. Later on, he did the Beer Diaries, and you can definitely see his passion for that. After a good run, he decided to go on to the next thing. So given that opportunity to have the resources to be able to create a business, the Ritchie Market, where local businesses, independent businesses are there serving the community. He's also getting to explore and have fun with something that he really loves, right, which is beer. And the restaurant is also a big part of that.
He's built for the restaurant industry, he's built for all that stuff where it's a lot of interfacing. He's very good at talking to people and at sharing things like that. He's on the extroverted side for sure.
Greg is a very hands-on person, but the fact that he's in there and delivering his product shows, number one, he cares about what he's doing, and number two, that he just really is passionate about the business that he's developed. I know Greg has done a lot of volunteer work, with the Stollery. He gets involved in things that matter to him.
Greg understands both the parental side of child health as well as the medical side of child health, and then the entrepreneurial component to it as we are investing in things, whether it's equipment or people or programs within the foundation, to ask questions about what is the impact.
There's no ego about it. There's no, I've been this and I've done that. This is really, I'm exploring this area and I need to learn because I know that that's a big part of growing something. And he just goes out and does it.
Greg was probably just born grounded. I think he's just that humble and that down to earth, and he's never had any reason to be otherwise. And so I think he just is that person.
Greg is that guy you count on when you need somebody and you don't know who to call. Greg is your guy. And I think the world needs more business leaders like that.
It's inspiring for young people to be able to see that this is a path that can lead you to all kinds of different places. And the way you give back to your community at the end, it can be directly here in the community. You don't have to be, make all this money and then take off, to parts unknown. You can use that success to, really make an impact right here.